Hi friends, MD Vegan. I make a cacao, I filter it through a Nutmilk bag, I take the fiber away so it is apt for my fasting day. Once a week I fast with a kind of modified fasting. I take juices, plant milks, as today, veggie broth, and so things that have some kind of nutrients. The fasting is taking away the calories, eating less energy than usual, and then the body begins to cleanse itself. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But when you do a zero calorie fasting, only water fasting, the body gets under stress, and that can have many side effects that you don't want. The gentle juice fasting, the modified fasting from Tree Yoga, that's from Yogini Kariji, the yoga style, that has been proven as a kind of modified fasting with juices and so forth, to have none of these or almost very few side effects. Yeah? And it has still a great benefits. The cleansing is still there. I do it once a week, and cacao is one of my great favorite drinks. I always make new recipes once in a while, and that's recommended because cacao has been shown to make the beautiful skin, and that's not a joke. If you eat a teaspoon of cacao daily, after a couple of months, the wrinkles go away. It's really true. They checked it out, and it's not just random studies. Really great peer-reviewed studies with counter studies and so forth. It works, and that is so much fun. So there was a reason for me to take cacao, because I didn't know if it was really healthy. It has many effects. So I begin with between 1.5 and 2 cups almonds. Not 2 cups is smaller. When you have 1 liter cacao, plant milk in general, and you take 2 cups of nuts, whatever you want, whatever kind of nuts, then you usually have a creamy plant milk. When you have 1 cup only, is a little bit runnier, lighter. So it depends on you what you like. I take a little bit more than 1.5 cups. That's the idea. And in addition to the almonds, I take some hemp seeds. These are whole hemp seeds. I usually take the hulled hemp, but the whole hemp has a very, very pleasant flavor. It tastes like nutty, whereas the hulled hemp tastes a little bit sharp. This doesn't have this flavor, this sharp flavor. I don't know why. Both kinds of hemp have omega-3 fatty acids. That is a fat that we need every day, and we need it in abundance. This would be 2 tablespoons of hemp, and I guess 1.5 about, and this is exactly the amount of omega-3 fatty acids, for example. So this cacao has some more benefits. Then, of course, I take the cacao in. So this is the nut and seed base, mainly almonds, but a little bit of hemp extra. And these is cacao powder, as I talked about before. My guess was that the other cacao powder I'm talking about before, it was a cacao that was not so good, and that was too coarse. Maybe they didn't have the machine to make the really fine, the really very fine cacao powder you need for a good cacao, because it looked like a little bit coarse, and if you don't have the machine, you can't get it right. You need a very expensive machine to make cacao powder. Maybe they didn't have that, and so it was inexpensive, but really not good. So cacao powder, hemp, and almonds, and I put 8 dates into it. These are small dates or medium-sized dates, not medjool dates, the large ones, the best quality. This is another one, tastes very good. I always take these kind of dates. They're less expensive, and I use them as a sweetener. It's a wonderful sweetener, very healthy. And you can eat 8 dates every day, and you will get healthier and healthier. There's another study about that. And then I take a little bit of chili powder. It's a chili cacao today. chili and cacao go very nicely together. It's just a teaspoon. But it depends on the chili you have, the kind of chili. There are chilies that are mild and chilies you can't even touch without gloves, and you kind of work with that without a mask. It's very hot. This is a medium kind of chili. It's called bird's eye chili. The hotter it gets, the more flavorful they are. Yeah? So it's good to have hot chili. But the hottest ones, they are so hot that you can only take a tiny amount. You need large, big dishes for many people to use these kinds of chilies, chili powders. Otherwise, you cannot use them. You cannot dose them. So the chili, the butter chili, is a medium. It's already quite hot. Can't take too much, but you still can handle it. Inhale a little water. And my power blender. That is a German brand. It's very good. It was made a couple of dozen years ago, so to rival the big American names. We didn't have other blenders here in Germany, other power blenders. It was the first one, I think, and it's really good. They always evolve, and so it's good. But it's only in Germany. If you get it, Revoblend, check it out. Blender dance. You blend on, gets hot at some point, and that might be also very wonderful. A hot cacao, hot chocolate is very nice. By the day I make it, it's a little bit warm already. These power blenders are really amazing. They break down the ingredients completely, and you get more nutrients from the ingredients than without blending. So that's a very cool tool. Very happy I have it. One of my most important kitchen tools. This is a nut milk bag, specially made to filter nut milks, because when they have brown nuts, especially like almonds with a brown skin, you cannot just blend it with water and drink it, because it is too coarse. The skin makes it too coarse. And that's why these nut milk bag we have to get that coarseness away and to make it a nice and creamy milk, especially for brown, as I said, brown nuts. With cashews, there's no problem. You can make cashew milk. There's no skin around the cashew nut when you purchase it, usually. And then you have a wonderful creamy milk. But the almonds, they need a filter. Another trick is blending them with bananas. You can have a small amount of brown nuts and blend them with a little bit of banana and water or other things. You don't feel the coarseness because the fiber of the banana makes it creamy too. I call that nut milk, banana milk smoothies. Very easy to use with these nuts, right? You don't need to filter them. But that's another topic. Fiber is that what I take out here from my drink, because the fiber is that what causes digestion. And I come back in a moment and I explain you more. Now I have to work a little bit on my nut milk bag to get the cacao out of it. See you in a sec. This is about 1 liter cacao. I filtered it. The fiber is in here and all the nutrients are in here. So fiber is that what causes digestion. That means it is very important. It's one of the most important parts of our food. And it's only made by plants. That it is that what makes the plant stand up, gives the plant the shape. And that what we cannot digest by ourselves. It has to be digested by the microbes, the bacteria cultures in our intestines. They're called the microbiome, and it is very important for our health, for our immune system. If they are happy, there is a lot, there is more than we have brain. These bacteria are a lot in our intestine, and they have to be healthy. And if they're healthy, we have a great health too. That's very important. And the fiber makes them work. And on a fasting day, I take that away. I pause. They can rest. And that is as like at night when I sleep, haven't eaten before, the intestines are calm and digestion is slowed down and the body can restore. It's like a pause button. And also like a system reboot. You know, in the morning when you stand up again, everything begins to work. Then mistakes have been fixed, maybe glitches have been fixed in the computer. You know, so the fasting is a similar thing to me. It is a pause of digestion and also a medical science says fasting is a reducing of calories. So eat less than usual when you fast. And then the body begins to cleanse itself from inside. The cells of the body, they produce protein. There can be mistakes by these productions, and then they go to the garbage bin. And this garbage bin has to be taken out. And that happens when you don't eat enough. But that is very good. But if you eat 0 calories fasting, do that, then the body gets stressed too. And the stress has many side effects. If you're not really healthy, you don't feel great, that's not recommended. You should see a doctor overseeing your fasting. But with the modified fasting, with plant milks, juices, veggie broth, maybe even a smoothie or a light soup, however, you have to feel great. That kind of fasting has shown to be very effective, also cleanses the body, reduces calories, but it has almost no side effects. It's very pleasant. So there are big studies on that. From 2019, I guess there was a big study where that came out, that the modified fasting had almost no side effects. So that's a good thing. That's what we do. Now let's have a look at the cacao. It has a nice color, pleasant color. All these plant milks I make with the filter have a very different character than the plant milks I make without a filter. They're really light, and I like the lightness on a fasting day. The color is nice, the texture is nice, it's runny, it's light. But what's the flavor? That's always the most important thing, right? Let's see. Chili, hemp, almond, cacao. Let's check. Pleasant, very nice. The fire of the chili, of course, is there. Chili has a very different fiber from, let's say, ginger, for example. Chili is everywhere in the mouth, little dots that massage everywhere. I like it a lot. You don't take too much at first, and when you get a little bit used to it, you can take more. But that is something physiologically happening in the tongue and the taste buds. They get used to that pretty soon. It can be hours or so. I love that because chili is so healthy also. I like the flavor together with cacao. And here I struck a nice balance. It tastes like a cacao, and it has a little bit chili flavor. And the hemp gives it a wonderful kind of nutrient and also a little bit of nutty flavor. It's just an experiment, and I think it went well. Yeah, I will try it again. I will enjoy it now. On a fasting day, I drink a lot. I have to drink 4 liters. That's only me. I don't know, others might drink more or less. But when I drink 4 liters, liquids, water, tea, coffee, plant milks, juices, then I feel great. I know no headaches. That is to me. So when I drink too little, I get a slight pressure in the head that begins, and then I know, drink more. But when the feeling begins, it might already be too late. So from the start of that day, I drink and I count the glasses of water I drink, the juice and the teas, and so I measure that. And when I have 4 liters, I feel safe, and then nothing happens, no headache, and that's great because when the body feels great, then it heals itself. It has a balance inside. That means energy flows evenly everywhere. And that's the best condition for self-healing. That's holistic medicine. They work different than the Western medicine with experiments and abstractions and so forth. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. This cacao is a nice one. I am happy I tried it. I check it out all the time, but I also want to have my regular cacao dosage to get a nice skin. Yeah, you can check it out. It's really nice. If you want to know what the sources or so, you can ask in the chat. I will be happy to share everything. And well, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. Make a donation even if you really want to do. There is a thanks button under the video. Thanks in advance. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. And on Facebook, there's also a yoga fasting page called Tree Yoga, Moon Fasting. Tree Yoga is the yoga style founded by Yogini Kaiji. And she gave the inspiration for this kind of gentle juice fasting. See you soon.